So we are living in brand new times. When we get to 2023, we're going to have to stop saying that. It's like when people say Happy New Year and it's the 1st of February, like what the hell is wrong with you? But Vince McMahon is gone, Triple H is in charge. Right now, everything seems pretty hunky-dory. There were often things McMahon would do, though, that were truly baffling, including this one we're going to talk about today. Because I tell you this, there is a top-tier main eventer in the company right now that Vince McMahon wanted to basically bury. Why? Ow. Here's why. Now, you may have seen the story, but I want to jump into it a little bit deeper. But yeah, just before Vince McMahon did leave, there was a guy on the roster who had just come up from NXT and was getting a mega push. And even though he had done nothing wrong, and even though he was awesome, and even though he was getting better every single week, Vinny looked at him and went, nah, bruh, I don't really think he's my cup of tea, so why don't we drop him out on television and send him back to Florida? I mean, said superstar even won the Intercontinental Championship, which does give it away, because if you can believe it, I am talking about Gunther, or Volta, call him whatever the hell you want. Vince McMahon somehow didn't see it. Now, I went back and watched Gunther's early days on Friday nights, and I don't know what we're talking about here, because this guy didn't put a foot wrong. No bad match, no bad promo, no bad segment. He just came across like the end-of-level boss, and it doesn't matter what wrestling promotion you may be running, you always want somebody that feels like the end-of-level boss. Look at Brock Lesnar, going to talk about him later. Sadly, we're never going to know what was going through McMahon's mind, but I bet you it comes down to that old thingamajig, where if he didn't create it, he can't get behind it. Now, this has happened all the time. For example, why do you think Sting was treated so badly in WWE? And why do you think it was the same for Goldberg when he first came in 2004 or whatever it is? Vince McMahon has to be knee-deep in the invention of your persona. Otherwise, he's just like, yeah, whatever, I can take it or leave it, I'm gonna go have steak wrap. So it really is strange because you're actively being told that you shouldn't be cooked and ready to go. But when it comes to Gunther, it's even more bizarre because while he has had a pretty damn good career, it's not like he'd established himself in any major company, so WWE could have been that promotion. And also, what the hell are we doing? Like, what kind of message would we be sending to young up-and-coming wrestlers? I understand you need to make a name for yourself, and you can't do it in World Wrestling Entertainment, but if you do it too well, the guy pulling the shots is just gonna go, not doing anything with you, I think you're a schlub. And I thought the whole point was to get the attention and then get signed to the big leagues. I mean, we've been doing that since dinosaurs roamed the earth. T-Rex used to be world champ. If nothing else, it just wasn't enough time. Like, there's every chance you get a year down the line and go, you know what, Vince McMahon was right and it was never going to work out. But you can't make that decision in 3 weeks. You can't do that with anything. Even if you buy, I don't know, a new pillow. What does it say when you go on the damn website? Oh man, we'll give you your money back in like 3 months because they understand that your head has to get used to the cotton. And that's your damn sleep we're talking about, and wrestling ain't as important as that. I really don't care if you've had 1 year of experience or 45 years of experience. It just can't be the way, because look at somebody like the Judgment Day. There was a time when everyone was like, this group is not going to work out. It is absolutely ridiculous. But then we changed it a little bit. We doubled down on the idea, and now they're one of the best things about Raw. Finn Balor walking around being your drunk mate that just wants chaos is absolutely excellent. And Dominic Mysterio is coming into his own as the cowardly heel, and he's also protected because he's got a bunch of other people around him hiding his weaknesses. No one can tell me that Rhea Ripley hasn't benefited from this as well, because she's basically in charge of all of them, and she comes across like an absolute badass. Now, if you came to me to try and tie this all in and say, Rhea Ripley's gonna go over Gunther, I'd be like, good, right, do it. So all it took was some patience, and if we didn't have that, and McMahon was calling the shots, we wouldn't have got Sheamus versus Gunther at Clash of the Castle, which got 5 stars from Dave Meltzer, and I know that's just opinions, but he never gives 5 stars to WWE matches, and we never would have got anything between the Imperium and the Brawling Brutes. And there was a good stretch there where they were the best things that WWE was delivering. The whole point is that it made a massive impact, and for my money, Gunther should be on the track to becoming not only a proper main eventer, but a world champion. We've already talked about Brock Lesnar, and he can't go on forever. So when he does go away, anything we can do to turn Gunther into the new Brock is exactly what we should do. Everyone should just be like, oh my gosh, I'm so scared of Gunther. And if you're not, chops the shit out of you. And it's not like he couldn't do that either. He does look like he could whip your ass. And really, this all comes down to not worrying about the plan. I understand that you have to have a plan, and without a plan, you're just kind of going in blind. But Stone Cold Steve Austin wasn't the plan. The Rock wasn't the plan. John Cena wasn't the plan. Sometimes you just have to stare out in front of the crowd and see what's going on. Being so gung-ho just takes away from the entertainment, and also, WWE has a minimum of 5 hours of content a week. Are you telling me that in that amount of time, you can't find space for Gunther, or you can't come up with an idea of what to do with him? Sorry, I shake my head. That is poppycock. Thankfully, this is nothing to worry about now, and Triple H has a different take on all of this, but that's why we should be optimistic, because all the rules are out the window. I truly believe that if somebody does start to get a reaction from the fans, Paul Levesque will be like, we should see where this is going to go. I'm kind of interested. I mean, you don't want to stick to the status quo. You want to embrace the carnage and run with it. And once again, I do not see how you could be in charge of a wrestling company and look at Gunther and go, nah, he doesn't have it. What are you talking about? What is wrong with you? Look how close I'm getting to the camera. You'll know too that Vince McMahon didn't watch a lot of wrestling outside of WWE, and that really was probably a criticism we could throw at him too, because all you would ever have to do was say to your right-man man, Johnny Laurinaitis I suppose, hey John, can you go get me a bunch of tapes from Gunther on the indie scene? And Johnny would be like, sure, Vince, I'll go do that for you right now. And every single damn thing you'd see, you'd be like, well, we should do that match, we should copy that, we should take that character trait. It was all there. It was all looking at you in the face. Honestly, if anybody knows Vince McMahon, could you please get in touch with me and tell me what he saw with this? Because again, I reviewed the evidence, and all of it was pretty damn good. I don't get it. I mean, I shouldn't have even had to have made this video. Big E has already summed it up. Big men slapping man meat. Gunther right now is at the top of the pile. So in summary, yes, I really like Gunther. Now please do leave a comment below and let me know what you think about all of this. Maybe you agree with Vince McMahon, and if so, in a nice way, let me know your thoughts. Like the video, share the video, and subscribe. Hello to whatculture.com, where you can read yourself some articles. Make sure you follow us on social media at whatculture_WWE, at Simon316. We appreciate the follow. And go and watch other videos and see what you think about them. Leave a comment in them too. My name is Simon for What Culture. Thank you very much for watching me as always. And I tell you what would have happened. Gunther would have been put back down to NXT, realized he had no future, he would have left, AEW would have signed him up, and he absolutely would have smashed it. And everybody would have been super duper happy, and everybody would get mad at AEW for signing too many people. But do not forget, my friends, you should never get mad at somebody having a job. I mean, that's essentially something we all need to live. I'm done now. Goodbye.